Everything I received came with a price. Perfection.
Micah Kelch on the morning commute to her accounting job in Houston.
Perfection was Carson Grant's middle name.
And no, she's not hallucinating.
I don't think I like the way you said that, Carson said.
Micah Kelch is writing.
If anybody ever heard this, they would say, what's going on? You know, so Zach, why don't you tell your mom what you've got in mind here so we can get started?
Dictating dialogue for the novel she hopes will be her big break.
The one thing I know I don't want to do is work with models.
In the dog-eat-dog world of romance fiction.
I love writing them. Yes, I would like to make a living at doing it. That's my eventual dream, to do that.
And in following that dream, she sent a manuscript to Harlequin Publishing in Toronto.
It almost seems as if everybody wants to be a writer.
Senior editor Birgit Davis-Todd holds Micah's book.
I've already read thousands in my career here at Harlequin.
And Micah's literary life in her hands.
Well, this is not just someone who out of the blue said, I'm going to write a book. She's been working on this.
Within the next 48 hours, Birgit will tell her the good news.
Wow, we want to buy this book.
Or the bad.
We try to soften the blow as much as we can.
And Micah, hard at work on her next love story, hasn't a clue.
Is this whole closet filled with books?
Well, yeah, but they're mostly in boxes over there.
It was 5 years ago that she decided that given how many romances she'd read...
How many do you think you have?
Thousands.
She, too, could write a real scorcher.
4 days a week, you're right here at one of these tables going over stuff.
I have no life.
Well, some people would say you had a very interesting life if it's anything like what's in these books.
No. But I guess I have a good imagination.
One publisher thought so. Micah had a book briefly in print, but the publisher went under, and so did the book. Still, when it comes to the one at Harlequin, Micah has as much confidence...
What do you think the odds are?
They're going to buy it.
...as one of the heroines in her stories.
When she'd run her hands through his hair, held him against her mouth, he'd come undone.
Ooh.
Ooh. The ache had begun like a hum in his blood, and then the fever rose, heating his skin, burning his clothes. Well...
And they didn't even do anything, so...
This is why people read this.
Exactly.
What keeps hopeful authors churning out all these books is the fact that romance publishing is among the few places that still accepts unsolicited manuscripts. The big houses can get more than 10,000 every year. 99% of those go right back to the author, and the editors who read them say they can be pretty bad.
We get about... I would say in this office alone, over 300 manuscripts a month. Everything's read because we never know if there's a gem in that unsolicited slush pile.
And Birgit Davis-Todd knows the gem she's looking for.
Hook you right away to catch your attention, just like any good movie, any good television show, that you're immediately drawn into it and you can't look away. You can't leave the room, you can't stop turning the pages. That's really what it is. Every year we buy maybe 20 new authors overall. So the chances are not great, but hey, if it's you, then you're lucky you've kind of broken through. It's kind of like winning the lottery, I'm going to say.
So each week, with popcorn and red ink, Micah and fellow authors Marion and Jan struggle to improve their chances.
Well, who gets it first?
Their critique sessions,
This is pretty bloody, but it's all tightening.
under a polite veneer,
I did a little bit here, but I don't know if it helps.
can be devastating.
It just didn't make sense.
I just couldn't picture him saying that to her.
You can just take that second paragraph out completely without really losing, and it would speed things up.
Jan has published.
There's some great sexual tension there.
Her book, like many, pulled after a month to make room for the next batch.
It's like ripping our hearts out.
So is some of the criticism.
It's a little too dramatic.
What?
She gripped the door until a splinter pierced her palm. I mean, it's like...
Hey, it's a rickety old house.
Let's see.
But back at her own house the next night,
Things appeared to be coming up roses in garden club land.
a call from Toronto.
Hello?
Micah, this is Birgit Davis-Todd calling from Harlequin in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
We would like to buy your manuscript. Call me.
You would?
Yes.
Okay.
To make this call, it's like having somebody's dream come true. You're saying to, come on over. You're into the published crowd now. I hope that's good news for you. You sound kind of surprised.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hold on 1 second?
Sure.
This is the senior editor of Harlequin, and she wants to buy my book.
Congratulations.
I know that. You want to hear something? I'm going to be a Harlequin author.
But a good excuse for Micah
So it was nice knowing you, okay?
to return tomorrow
Perfection was Carson Grant's middle name.
to the torrid affairs of Carson and Eve.
Carson wore a snug black t-shirt and khaki dockers.
Well, as the saying goes, you can't live on love alone. New romance writers aren't paid much, generally a few $1,000s for each book. To make a good living, you have to publish 2 or 3 books a year and sell a lot of copies. The best advice? To live happily ever after as a romance writer, don't quit your day job. I'm Dan Rather.